The Arts Council is reaching out with a plea to Texomans who were touched personally by a written gift from one of our cherished hometown heroes. Letters were written by the late Jack Stevens, a true cowboy, to go with the sculptures, paintings, and drawings that he created, and so many are just treasured almost as much as the art itself.
Kindest fellow that ever lived.
23 years before Jack and Jackie Stevens married in Henrietta, Jack was born in Thornberry in 1934. Jack always thanked God for helping him survive his early years.
What I remember sitting right over there at a dining table, clear to those trees and way up on the bank.
When Cindy Dean was a child, Jack worked for her grandfather on the same ranch land between Henrietta and Jolly she lives on today.
So I asked him if his mother made birthday cakes for him, and he said, "Oh no, ma'am, she didn't." He said, "Well, she couldn't for two reasons. One is I never really knew when my birthday was." He said, "So I never really knew exactly how old I was." And he said, "And the other is that we all lived in a tent and Mom didn't have a kitchen."
Jack had 13 brothers and sisters.
I just couldn't believe that. And I said, "You mean 14 people and your parents lived in a tent on the river?" And he said, "Yes, ma'am, we did."
After Jack's mother passed away, Jack and his brother Bob lived along Holiday Creek until he was around 12 when he started working on ranches.
Jack might as well have been born in the early 1800s. He was alone and pretty much by himself with his brother, but alone. At 6, searched out his first job at a ranch where he had to walk practically to Archer City to get that job.
Jack was a working cowboy and then a rodeo cowboy who could ride anything before joining the U.S. Army. All of these things Jack did while always expressing himself through his incredible artistic gift.
While we were waiting for lunch, he would draw on napkins or whatever paper I could as a child scrounge up. And my mother noticed those and asked him if he had ever had any experience with oil paints. And he, of course, had not. And so she was an art major at TCU and recognized his talent and bought him a set of oil paints. And there is history after that.
Jack and Jackie would later go into the cattle business themselves until 1970.
Everything, no rain, the green bugs hit. So we decided we're going to do something else. So he was casting a few of these sculptures, and he would trade them for fertilizer for the farm.
And that's about the time Jack thought, why can't we make a living doing the same thing?
His farming and cattle weren't bringing anything, and he would ask me, "Roger," said, "you think I can make it with my artwork and and stuff?" I said, "Jack, man, I believe you can make a living doing this."
And then I build it up with newspaper, and then I start putting the wax on it.
After opening his studio in 1970, Jack created many more drawings and paintings.
You can tell that he experienced this.
And many more sculptures, from the Wichita sculpture beautifully displayed high above the Wichita River, to the Sun Watcher at MSU, along with bicyclists there, to the Mustangs Jack was working on here in 2007, before they made it to their final destination outside D.L. Egan Coliseum.
It's a God-given talent that you cannot teach anybody. And he would just start sculpting something, and 15 minutes later, like this in here, it'd start looking like this. Holy cow, how do you do that?
And not only did Jack's sculptures come with a letter explaining why and how he built it, Jim Stevens says that letter helped bring his father's creation to life.
He wrote about that cowboy that come in out of the rain and poured him a cup of coffee. And look at the detail in that old stove.
Yeah.
Amazing.
The people that bought his stuff, they'd say, "Now, Jack, be sure and send me the letter."
It's not just any sculpture, it's from memory. That's probably Jack on there.
Jack's works of art are proudly on display in the Iowa Park History Museum and really all over the world. Jack Stevens will always be known for his incredible talent, but also for being an incredible man.
Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He'll direct your paths." And Jack memorized that scripture and those verses, and he took it to heart.
He was really a good Christian man, and he loved God above all. And he was a hard worker, and everybody liked him. I never heard anybody say anything bad about him, ever. And we were married 62 years. So.
What you saw with Jack was the truth, and it was real, and it is a kind of a bygone thing. You don't see people like that too much anymore, but he was the real deal.
Jack Stevens learned much about animal muscles, bones, and joints at a young age after assembling an entire bull skeleton he found on a ranch.
It's just like rubbing the horse. You know, when you rub a horse, you feel their muscles and just remember where you rubbed him.
Jack was a humble and godly man who brought happiness to many with his cowboy way. He will continue to bring happiness for generations through his immense legacy of cherished art. If you were blessed with one of Jack Stevens' creations or know someone who was, the Arts Council hopes to begin displaying the letter or a copy of the letter that accompanied your masterpiece. They hope to start doing that during the upcoming two-day Cowboy True Festival. It's coming up at the end of this month. If you'd like more information on how to contact the Arts Council and more on the Iowa Park History Museum, where you can learn so much more about Jack, head over to this story at Texomashomepage.com.